guess who just got sent on vacation for the rest of her life? This lady. This came almost immediately after her now previous employer posted this on their social media account after receiving tons and tons of emails, calls, messages in regards to that employee. But it brings us all to, where did you hear this from? Well, lo and behold, this guy says his wife actually works at that same hospital, and she confirmed that this individual was no longer employed there. But this is the sad reality of this type of situation. This is one amongst thousands, possibly tens of thousands of cases that happen all over this country, but remain unchecked. Even after these sort of consequences, even after this sort of response to this heinous act, some people will never change.
There's a certain mindset that's been growing louder over the years. The belief that attention is a right, not something earned. Social media amplified it, turning everyday behavior into performance. Validation became currency, and for some, the line between professionalism and personal attention completely disappeared. And that's where problems start.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get fired from my job tomorrow. I gifted my boss a pair of underwear. Yep, I did. A pair of underwear. Coincidentally enough, my husband and my boss have the exact same birthday. Same day. Lucky me. So I just grabbed some gift bags. It was a pack of 2, same gift bags. I put their gifts in the gift bags. My boss really wanted a ticket to this concert for him and his wife to go to. Done. So I'm super excited. I'm running out the door, grab his present, go into the office, walk in. I'm like, hey, I got you a birthday present. Happy birthday. Like, so excited to give it to him because, you know, it's his concert tickets that he wanted for him and his wife. So I can't wait for him to open it. So people gather around, my coworkers, and they're watching him open it, and he opens it, and it's a box of spicy cubes. Right away, I know next is a hotel confirmation, and next is a freaking pair of underwear. And I sit there in horror and watch him open both because I gave him my husband's present by accident. So the hotel confirmation was because my husband and I were going to go to a show and we were going to have a great night. And then it was just like a little preview of what was to come next with the hotel confirmation and the spicy cubes. Yeah, that was not for him. So in front of everybody, I had to grab it and be like, this is not for you. Which I looked even weirder because it's like, was it for him? And then she didn't want us all to see, or no. I was like, it's not for you. You and my husband have the same birthday. I got it mixed up. And he kind of looked at me like he didn't know what to say. And everybody looked at me weird. I am super embarrassed. And I don't know if it's more embarrassing that I mixed up their presents or that my boss literally thought I gave him underwear and spicy cubes for his birthday.
Because the real world doesn't operate like the internet. Your boss isn't your audience. Your workplace isn't your comment section. And trying to turn a professional environment into a stage for attention usually ends the same way, badly.
I just got fired from my job for being sick. I got hired on March 7th. Somehow I got sick during my interview and I brought home a virus. Told them I wasn't going to be there. I finally get my training done and I'm in the classroom and I get a stomach bug. This is like a week and a half after I got over the cold. At this point, I'm pissing out my ass. So I told them I can't come to work. I'm on the toilet. After the stomach bug, I caught a head cold. And these were like back to back to back. There was literally a couple of days in between each of these sicknesses. I have a head cold now and I have a fever. Can't go to work. In between all of this, me getting sick, I had 2 court hearings that I had to be there for. That should have been excused. I finally get over the head cold and I get a fucking chest cold, which I have right now. So then on Tuesday, I called out because I had a fever. I was really fucking sick. I get called to go to fucking HR's office and she fucking terminates me for my attendance.
In 2026, companies are less tolerant than ever. Productivity matters, results matter, and distractions are liabilities. Businesses aren't paying salaries for attitude, ego, or constant need for validation. They're paying for output. So when someone walks into a workplace expecting attention instead of bringing value, reality hits fast.
I stood up to my boss and she did not like that.
Well, hold on. Was it like true subordinates? Like,
No, it was, she was saying I was doing
Disobedience. That's not the word.
disobedience.
No, that's not the word. Subordinates. No.
Subordinates?
Insubordinate.
There we go. We f***ed out. We got there.
Okay, yeah, because it could have been that. Like, if you blow up in an inappropriate way, like, that is cause for fire.
No, so it was all like we would have these verbal meetings. She would say, you know, we would come to an agreement, and then when she would write up the written for HR, it was different.
Okay,
and
maybe you. I always play devil's advocate.
Of course,
maybe you like interpreted the conversation different.
Her and her boss are BFFs. Like, they went to college together.
Cool.
So
how does that mean they want to f you though? Why would they want to f you?
She was intimidated by me because
like,
I called
anytime
her out
I've
on her
ever
shit.
heard someone say that person's intimidated by me, they're not.
I wasn't the only one that said
like
that.
pay attention to that person existing.
Well, she paid attention enough to make up lies.
Okay, what were the lies? What were the lies?
The lies were that I was doing something incorrectly. I shouldn't get into specifics of that, of that job.
There's no long debate, no emotional back and forth, no time wasted trying to understand the behavior. It's simple: if you're not contributing, you're replaceable. And in a competitive job market, replacements are easy to find. That's why situations like this escalate so quickly.
Nowhere in my job description does it say that I'm supposed to break up a fight with two big ass 6 foot something. These niggas look like they should play for the Rockets. And you want me to go and a 5'2" woman. I'm a woman. You want me to go and break these two big buff ass up? She literally laid up there and told me to go break them up. Do I see it on the camera? Yeah, I see it on the camera. I'm not watching it. Somebody need to get down there. Like this 10, I'm talking about, he done jumped the counter and everything. Your girl at the front desk, I felt so bad for her. I did. But she should have got out of there. When you see this man coming through there, bulldozing through there like that, you need to go. The job will be all right. These people got billions of dollars. They'll be all right. I was not supposed to go out there and do nothing but what the I did, and that's not go. No, I'm going to the club. I go out on Thursday. Well, you think I'm about to go out there and risk my life and not find me a baller for all this? I'm not about to mess up my face for nothing and nobody. And she gonna tell me, well, guess what? If you don't go out there right now, then you gonna be fired for insubordination. You're being insubordinate. Girl, I don't care what you say I'm being. What I'm about to be is out of here on my own. You ain't gotta fire me. I quit.
One moment it's attitude, entitlement, or trying to turn the workplace into a personal stage. The next moment, it's a short conversation and a decision that's already been made. No drama, no second chances, just consequences. And the shock comes from the expectation gap.
I know you're pretty frustrated right now.
Because I have 3 kids that I have bills to pay for. So I just put in my 2-week notice at my job. I was very polite about it, and I told my team lead last week that I would be leaving next month. Completely understood, and when I was ready to, oh, they're calling, let's see what they have to say.
So wanted to call and meet with you. Whenever an agent within the account review team does give their notice, we have to accept that immediately. I know you're pretty frustrated right now.
Because I have 3 kids that I have bills to pay for. I'm livid. So I just want to make sure, like, yes, I'm being terminated today because I'm going to have to try to file for unemployment. I'm not resigning as of today. I was resigning as of August 12th. So if you're telling me I'm being let go today, that means I'm being terminated as of today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We are separating your employment today. Due to the sensitivity of the stuff that we work with in this department, whenever a 2 weeks notice is provided, we have to accept it immediately. We are going to go ahead and proceed with the separation today. Honestly, wish you well.
Because when someone gets used to constant validation, they start believing that attention will follow them everywhere, even into environments where it has zero value. But the workplace doesn't reward attention-seeking behavior. It punishes it.
We have been recently reviewing the performance of all of our team members, and we have chose a pool of people that we actually feel are underperforming. Well, historically, looking at your targets and how you've been performing, you're actually 77% below.
Yeah, but historically, as you're talking, I was hitting way, way, way above target. I'm still on 102%. That's not underperforming. I'm still making the company a hell of a lot of money.
We're concerned about the downward trend. I mean, you were, of course, overperforming in the early days, but as that seems to be going, less and less at the moment, we're very concerned that might continue to the point where you actually are severely underperforming and costing the business money.
I'm sorry, this doesn't seem legitimate in the slightest.
When you look at the actual spreadsheets, we can see that back in November, you hit 197%. And 102 that you're on currently is really severely damaging for the company. We're losing a lot of money because you're not working as hard. You don't want to stay overtime and help your other team members. You're suddenly like, yeah, it's 7 p.m. I need to clock out. This isn't proper teamwork.
Can I just say that I work a lot of overtime. I work in the evenings. When my children have gone to bed, I actually sit down and do work as well. Like, you can't say that I'm clocking out early. I'm actually working more hours than I should.
What you think is your best is not what's the best for the company. We have other people who are actually pulling the 60 hours, making sure the projects are way ahead of the deadlines. Our clients are happy, and you're the only person who actually sends the report within 5 minutes of the deadline. There's no time for us to review and make sure if there's any additional changes. To me, it feels like you're slacking.
I don't understand why my line manager isn't in this meeting. I don't think my line manager has any issues whatsoever with my performance.
This is no concern for Ms. Chan. Ms. Chan is on annual leave today, so we've just decided to go ahead and have this meeting because every additional day that we keep you on costs us money.
You've not even given me any notice. Like, what am I supposed to do?
We're giving you a notice right now, aren't we, Paul?
This is under the terms of your contract. If you do actually read the small print, you will find that the company does reserve the right to give shorter notice period due to underperformance and lack of standards.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I think we can pay her for extra week.
An extra week?
We're not horrible people, are we?
Meanwhile, the boss isn't emotional about it. From their perspective, it's not personal, it's business. Time is money and distractions cost both. If someone becomes more of a problem than an asset, the decision makes itself.
I just walked into my shift at the Cowfish today, and my boss freaking fired me. He said, I'm gonna need you to leave the door open because I'm not gonna have you working here anymore. Here's your last 2 paychecks. And I said, okay, what about my accrued sick time? And he said, I don't have to pay you that because you didn't request it. I said, then are you firing me right now? And he said, yes. He just fired me. I put 3.5 years of work here, and he just fired me. I'm in shock right now. Sorry. I said, I'm gonna collect unemployment. He said, okay. He's crazy. This morning I just did a meditation about wishing him peace and love and happiness, and I was ready to go in all peaceful and loving and kind.
Just calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Walk this way. I'm done. She fired me, dude. She fucking fired my ass.
Calm down, lady.
Ma'am, it's a 911.
This lady tore these folks' establishment up before she got out of there. So you can hear it said, oh, you fired me. And then she just passes out. She cut that corner, went into that breakfast bar room, and turned everything over. Now, if you're going to leave proving a point. And that's what she did. But I can't help but wonder, where's the police? You know they not letting this go, because you can hear old girl in the background say, you're going to jail.
And that's the part that catches people off guard. Because outside, attention might bring likes, views, and reactions. But inside a workplace, attention without value just brings consequences.
So y'all remember this girl, you know, the girl that decided that, you know, she's going to tell a story and call everybody her friends were dating some broke ass ninjas. Yeah, guess what happened? They fired her ass. They blew up her job. They found out where she worked and they blew up her job, baby. And she doubled down. This was her double down video because they made her take the other video down. But she had the nerve to double down and didn't think nobody was going to find you and locate your job. I even called your job. I sure did. I called it. That thing is blocked. You can't even leave a message. They blew up your jobs. This is what happens when you spew hate on the internet. It lasts forever. Good luck finding another job, because as soon as they see your face and other people see your face, they're going to come back to these videos that are saved forever in people's shit. And you're going to lose that job too, because no one wants a racy individual.
So why weren't all of the police officers who escalated peaceful protests to violent ones? When have police ever been fired for escalating instead of de-escalating a situation? Why did the police officer who escalated to shooting an autistic teen during a meltdown, an unarmed autistic teen during a meltdown, because he couldn't follow directions, because he's fucking autistic, how did that officer who escalated that situation not get fired? All they do is escalate. That de-escalation training go out the window every time I've seen them. It always gets escalated. They are the escalation professionals.
In the end, it's a harsh but simple lesson. Attention might get you noticed, but value is what keeps you employed.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.